Lights fade, confetti hovers, and the summer air over Miami crackles with something bigger than any national anthem. In less than 3 weeks, 32 clubs will chase a $1 billion jackpot across 12 US cathedrals from the 14th of June to the 13th of July 2025. Real Madrid have already raided Bournemouth for Dean Howson and convinced Trent Alexander-Arnold to swap You'll Never Walk Alone for Hala Madrid. Pep Guardiola, not to be outdone, phoned Ait Nouri, Rangers jerky faster than you can reload Ultimate Team. It is the only cup with more caffeine than the commentator's mug. Even Pep's Excel sheet needed an ice bath. Stay, because you will learn why the new 4-year Champions badge could pay for a striker, what the travel grind means for player bodies, and how this tournament might shove UEFA's Super League dreams off the pitch right here.
Honestly, I don't know the exact number. I think from my experience I can tell you that 60-70 no. Obviously, I think between 40 and 50 is the amount of games in which a player can perform in the highest level. After that, everything comes, you drop, because it's impossible to sustain the physical level.
Global club bragging rights began in 1887 when FA Cup winners Aston Villa beat Hibernian, then evolved through Sir Thomas Lipton's International Trophy in 1909 and the Intercontinental Cup launched in 1960. FIFA finally stepped in at the 2000 Club World Championship in Brazil, an 8-team festival won by Corinthians at the Maracanã. After a 3-year pause, the competition returned in 2005, absorbing the International Cup and adopting the title FIFA Club World Cup in 2006. Champions get a gold-plated trophy and a World Champions certificate. Spanish sides have lifted the cup a record 8 times, led by Real Madrid with 5. England has produced the widest spread of winners with 4 clubs. Manchester City are the reigning champions after a 4-0 victory over Fluminense in 2023. In 2017, FIFA retrospectively granted World Champion status to every Intercontinental Cup winner, unifying the lineage. Expansion arrives in 2025. The United States will stage a 32-team edition every 4 years, featuring 12 European qualifiers, 6 South American, 4 each from Asia, Africa, and CONCACAF. 1 Oceanian representative and 1 host entrant, playing group then knockout rounds across 63 matches and chasing a huge $1 billion purse. Cue the whistle, because here comes the mechanics behind football's new Golden Carnival. Think of it as a World Cup for bank accounts. 32 clubs are split into 8 pools of 4 and each side gets 3 group games. 2 wins usually book the passport to the last 16. Lose twice and you'll be rolling toward the airport before the social media team can upload the apology graphic. From that point, it is straight knockout all the way to 13 July. No third place playoff, only survive and lift the gold. Now the headliners arrive. Real Madrid, current 5-time rulers of this trophy, headline Group H with Salzburg, while Manchester City square up to Juventus and Wydad in Group G. Bayern Munich stares down Boca Juniors in Group C and Paris Saint-Germain. Atletico Madrid, Chelsea, Benfica, Porto and Inter Milan add enough glamour to make the draw its own pay-per-view. South America throws in Flamengo, Palmeiras, Fluminense and River Plate. Asia flies in Al Hilal and Urawa. Africa flies in Al Ahly and Sundowns. The North Americans supplies Seattle Sounders, Los Angeles FC and Messi's Inter Miami. Auckland City carries Oceania's flag like a budget Thor with a football hammer. Why should you keep listening? First payoff is money. The champion collects close to 100 million United States dollars and earns a 4-year gold badge that turns every replica jersey into treasure. Second payoff is exposure. 12 American arenas will beam primetime pictures to Europe and Asia, giving chief marketing officers record engagement on Monday morning. Third payoff is legacy. Qualification is locked until 2029, so smaller markets like Austria or Morocco may not return for years, which makes every minute feel like a once-in-a-lifetime show. Insider note for your trivia vault: clubs must lodge their squads 96 hours before the first kick, and any player booked twice in groups misses the entire round of 16. Good luck explaining that to the dressing room joker. Even Pep's rotation spreadsheet just broke a sweat. Cash registers at club headquarters are already practicing their penalty routines. FIFA will spread a colossal £775 million across the 32 entrants, and the champion can stack bonuses worth as much as £97 million once group stage wins, round-by-round payouts and the £30 million final checker added together. Even turning up pays. Europe's elite collect between 9.9 million and 29.6 million before a ball is kicked. Lower-ranked continents start at 7.4 million. No wonder accountants are limbering up their hamstrings. To grab a slice, clubs plunged into the special 1st to the 10th of June transfer window that FIFA created solely for the group stage squad lists. It slammed shut at 1900 BST on the 10th of June and reopens on the 16th of June for knockout tweaks. Real Madrid moved quickest. Trent Alexander-Arnold arrived from Liverpool on a free 4 days before kick-off, while £50 million centre-back Dean Howson became the costliest defender in Blancos' history. Pep Guardiola was even busier. Manchester City spent £46.5 million on Tierney Reinders, £30.5 million on Ryan Cherki, and up to £36.3 million on Ryan Aït-Nouri. Inside one frantic week, Bayern Munich persuaded Bayer Leverkusen to release Jonathan Tah early and registered teenage prodigy Tom Bischoff before the deadline struck. In short, the prize is so rich that presidents are treating transfer fees like loose change and players are boarding planes before their new shirts are finished printing. Stick around, the next whistle might be for the cash, not the kickoff. Imagine finishing a Champions League final on the 31st of May, then packing for Miami just 14 days later. That is the reality for Ousmane Dembele, Vitinha and dozens more reporting for the Club World Cup on the 15th of June. The carnival closes on the 13th of July and the Premier League lights up again on the 16th of August, leaving only 34 days for rest and pre-season drills.
I understand that there are a lot of games, but if I go back to my career, because I can only talk about what I lived, what I experienced since I'm 16 years old, I don't remember having a week off anyway 20 years ago. Because you have the Carling Cup, you have the FA Cup, you have the Champions League, you have the Premier League, which is the same, and then you had the national team, which is the same. Maybe a couple of more games, but I remember having seasons of 65 games myself. So what I'm trying to say is that already before there were a lot of games, you know, and now maybe we're talking about 8 games more than what it was before.
Who then protects the players, or the players will protect themselves? FIFA Pro doctors are begging for 4-week off-season breaks, mid-season breathers and compulsory recovery after long-haul flights.
They play too many games for me. Physically, your body will adapt, but mentally it's difficult to recover, especially when you're the guy of that team that everyone always expects for you to deliver. I see players sometimes playing without the joy anymore. Did you like the Euro? The best players were tired. They were tired. I don't want to see that. I want to see the best players on the field delivering. This is why people pay also, and people say that money talks. Okay, when I go and watch Man City at the beginning of the season, I don't want to see Foden on the bench and Rodri on the bench because you have to make sure that they recover at the beginning of the season. Come on.
Yet the calendar keeps expanding. Managers must improvise. Some may keep Haaland or Vinicius on ice for the first group game, unleash them only if qualification wobbles, and pray that fatigue stays in the dressing room. Others cannot risk that luxury because one slip slashes both the prize pot and the marketing splash. And now comes the real tackle, travel, jumping from one US state to another. For example, Miami to Seattle, 2,734 air miles and 3 time zones, is the American equivalent of hopping from Madrid to Warsaw on a Champions League night. Multiply that by 12 host cities and you get an interstate marathon that feels like playing the UCL inside a single country. Every hop across state lines tempts coaches to hand their stars the next one off card they usually save for post-UCL weekends, just to keep key legs fresh for the matches that matter most. 32 squads will ping-pong around the United States while their bodies are still echoing the season just gone. Here is the finish line and stands are on their feet. The 2025 Club World Cup shines as football's brilliant mirror. £97 million and a global badge glint at the summit, and that jackpot explains Madrid snapping up Howson and Alexander-Arnold before ink dried. City stacking Aït-Nouri, Cherki and Reinders in 9 breathless days. Bayern and PSG not far behind. Money and legacy form the hook. Audience reach across 12 American cities supplies the payoff, yet the roar of coins is chased by the echo of tired legs. Players crossing the Champions League line on 31 May reported to Miami on 15 June and will leave New Jersey on 13 July with only 5 weeks before the Premier League opens on 16 August. Dembele, Rodri and Alisson fear rest is a relic. Guardiola pleads for a late domestic start. FIFA Pro wants 4 weeks of true downtime and compulsory pauses after long-haul flights. At the 2-year champions badge glittering on every kit, living in highlight reels, a marketing magnet to be worth its weight in gold. So ask yourself, listener, who will shield the players from injury, or must they shield themselves? Will the Stars glide straight into the group stage or wait for the knockouts? Can money paper over fatigue, or will exhaustion present the bill? Legal challenges whisper, yet the show rolls on. History or overload? Wealth or welfare? Stay tuned for the verdict. We love football, and we love it most when it's played at its peak, when the players feel their best. That truth brings us back to the question, who will protect the players, if not us all?